Hi, I'm Jesse at Strobepro.com, and today I'm really excited to show you our brand new line of LED panels. Over here I've got our L500 panel, and this one is our L308. These are exclusive to Strobepro and we're really excited about them. Let me show you what comes in the box. First, with our L500, what you're going to get is obviously the panel. The barn doors are attached to it here. You're going to get the AC adapter, which allows you to run this light plugged into the wall if you don't want to run the optional batteries. You're also going to get our remote control with the LCD screen on there. And you can see right here, we've got the handle attached to it already, so you'll also get the handle as well. We also have a diffusion screen here, which just softens the light a little bit. And if you choose, you can get the optional battery pack, which would be 2 of our Strobepro L500 batteries. These are Sony compatible as well. And then you would also get the charger with that. On our 308 over here, it has the bracket, the hot shoe bracket mounted to it already. So that's included on there, as well as the same barn doors. We're going to get the exact same remote. So this remote can control both of them. Each light comes with the remote. You've also got a hot shoe here, and you'll also get the handle and the smaller diffusion panel. Just note, this one does not come with the AC adapter included. That's going to be an optional accessory that you can buy. So let's get right into showing you the difference between these two new lights. Okay, so let's get started with the 308, how to assemble it, and a couple of the different features here. Right off the bat, you're going to notice these barn doors. These are hinged on there automatically. They control the light. They fold down flat if you want to pack it up to travel. Really handy to have. You'll also notice we're mounted to the camera right now. We've also got full tilt on there, so you can move this up and down wherever you want here. It's just kind of convenient for that. So by no means do you have to use this on the camera. We're just showing you that you can here. So on the bottom here, you're going to have a hot shoe, and it's got a 1/4 inch mount on there. So you can screw that into a light stand or anything else. And we've got our optional shoe here that we can put on, and it's just going to slide right in there. And we can also directly mount that onto a light stand if we want as well, still being able to control the tilt and everything. On the back here, this is our battery port. This is our AC adapter. Again, if you want to purchase the optional AC plug, it would just plug right into there. But to put the battery in, you're going to notice 2 prongs on the battery, which line up with the 2 prongs right here. Simply drop that in, slide it forward, and it locks. Now to remove it, really easy, just slide it backwards and it pops right out as well. So again, slide in, and we're good to go now to power it up. We have one other accessory here, which is the diffusion panel. So if you want to soften this light down even further, what you can do is slide this into the side, and it's just going to slide right across here and then lock into position. So that'll take about a stop of light off of there, but it just softens it down a little bit if you want that on there. So this is the big brother to the 308. This is the L500. It's got some more power, a couple of differences between the smaller one here. Right here you can see I've got the handle attached to it, which is great if you've got an assistant or something and you want them to hand hold it. You know, it's obviously easy to manipulate. And that's just in a 1/4 inch thread. You can see we've got them on the side here. So that side, and obviously on the bottom that we're screwed into right now. So you can position this anywhere. Now the problem with this, it does have a hole on the bottom if we wanted to attach it to a light stand, so we can just drop it straight on. But the limiting factor there is that we're unable to tip the light anywhere, so we're going to be straight vertical on it. Now to solve that issue, what you can do is you can purchase our optional ball head. This is a full metal mount, and it's got a 1/4 inch thread in here. And what it does is allow us to reposition this light wherever we want. So I'll just pop this off just to show you. Fold in the barn doors. We can unscrew the handle really easily. And then screw the ball head in instead. So once that's in there, we mount that onto any regular stand. So any of our Strobepro stands, you can do that. Now, when we tilt this, we just loosen the top. It can now be tilted any position we want. So if we want to go sideways, front, back, completely sideways. It's just a really handy extra piece, and I highly recommend picking one of the ball heads up for this. Okay, so same features basically on the 500 as on the 308. We've got our barn doors there. We've also got our optional diffuser. This one just slides into the top instead of the side like the 308. So you just position it into the slot here, push down, and it's going to slide right in and lock in. To remove it, it's got a little tab that you can grab on there as well. Pull that guy out, and we're good to go. So on the back of this one, you're going to see that we've got 2 slots for batteries here. The way we put those batteries on, again, we're looking for the 2 tabs, and the batteries are optional on this, remember. We sell them as a package. So one side, slide in and lock. On the other side, slide in and lock. To remove them, there is a release switch here. So you just push the release switch down right here and slide the battery off. Now, if you're not picking up the battery package, or if you're in a situation in the studio where you want to be shooting for a long time, the 500 does come with the AC adapter. So that way, we would just go to the back, plug it in, and then plug into the wall or an extension cord, whatever you want to do. So that's a really handy piece as well. While this is plugged in, it does not charge the batteries, just so you're aware. You're going to use the battery charger that came with your batteries to charge them separately. Okay guys, so we've turned off all the lights in the studio here so we can kind of demonstrate what these lights are going to do. We're ready to turn this guy on. This is the L500. The power switch is located right here. All we do, flip that, and it's going to come on. Now you're going to see on the background as we go through these settings how we can change the color temperature and everything on this light, which is one of the huge features of it. So on a lot of lights that have come before this, one of the big drawbacks is that although they had bicolor temperature, which just means you could adjust it up and down, what you would never know is what color temperature you're actually at. With the Strobepro L500, we've made a huge leap forward with this technology now. As you can see right here, we're showing our exact color temperature. So unlike previous models, you could not touch that. You would just kind of have to guess where you were at. This makes a massive difference for filming or for photography. So to change the color temperature, what we're going to go and do is push the select dial right here. So when you push this in, you're going to see it start to blink. Now what we can do is rotate the dial. You'll see on the background what the color temperature is doing. So we can warm it up by going to a lower Kelvin or cool it down by going higher. Typically daylight is around 52 to 5400 degrees Kelvin is what we would normally balance that at. So I'm just going to set it at 5200 right now. Now if you leave this, it'll automatically lock in, or if you want to lock in your setting before that, you just push the button in. So now that we've got our color temperature locked in, what we can do is adjust the power. And we're just going right back to that same select dial, and you're going to see up here the percentage. So as I bring that up and down, you're going to see that change. But what the computer on board this LED panel is doing is keeping the structure of the LED the same. So it's adjusting half of the LEDs that are balanced at 32 and half that are balanced at 5500 degrees. It's mixing those automatically for us to keep us consistent at that 5200 degree temperature. So we're just going to adjust that to wherever we want. And you can see on the background there, with one light, what that's doing to the backdrop. We've got tons of power just off this single light here. Now, the other awesome feature about these lights is that we have channels in them. So again, previous lights, you couldn't adjust different channels. So here, you're gonna see A located up on the LED screen there. And to change that to a different group, we just push the channel group button here. So if we push it once, you're gonna see that to start to blink, and we can rotate it through A, B, C, D, E, F. So we've got 6 groups that are available. What that means is we can take our 308 or another 600 panel or 500 panel if we wanted to, and we can group them together so they can run off the same remote. So if, say, we had 2 on our backdrop, we could adjust them both at the same time, or we could set them on individual groups as well. The other thing you're going to adjust, if we push the channel button twice here, you're going to see the channel light up. Now that's blinking. We can rotate this channel all the way up to 16. So we've got 16 different channels. Normally you're just going to pick a channel, say number 1, and you're just going to leave that set on there. The other thing we can do, rather than killing the entire power, we can set this into sleep mode. So we just hit the stop run button over here, and it's going to turn it off. What that allows us to do when we're using the remote, it'll turn it back on. So we haven't gone over to the main power switch and killed the actual power. We've just put it into sleep mode by pushing the stop run button there. Over here, now we've got the remote, and the same features are basically controlled off the remote. So we can power up this remote here, and you saw I had that saved in the remote, so it automatically just picked up the setting that I had last set in my remote. That's why the power went down there. So same thing, if I push the middle button here on the remote, that's going to set the color temperature. So I can use the plus and minus buttons here to adjust that color temperature. I hit the set button in the middle, that locks it in. To control the power, I just use the plus minus button again. So now I'm controlling the power to whatever I want. So we can bring it all the way up to 100%, obviously, if I want to. Now what I just mentioned about the power, so we've got the power button up there. If I hit that, it'll turn the power off to the LED. Every LED light, so the L500 and the 308, come with a remote control. And this remote control can power and control both panels at the same time, or we can set them to different groups to do it individually if we want. So we've still got this powered on. We're just in sleep mode like we were just discussing here. So to power this back up, all we're doing is just hitting the power button on here. It's going to fire right back up. We've got our settings matched there. You can see we're at 70%, 5200 degrees Kelvin. And it's really the same features as what we were doing on the back there. So to control the power, I can use the plus and minus button here. That's bringing it up and obviously down the other way. If I hit the middle button here, what that does is enables the color temperature, so I can adjust that up and down as well, right off the remote. Lock it in with the middle button if I want to. And then the channeling group we can also set off of here, so I can set that so it's showing A. Now I can flip to B, C, D, E, and control each individual light if I want to that way. You'll notice the group is not changing on the back of the panel. We set the group on the panel and it locks into that unit. The grouping changing on the remote just allows us to control those individually. Same goes for the channel as well. If I hold that in, push it a second time there, we're gonna get the channel flashing, and then we can adjust it, and you'll see it's not changing on the back again. But if we ever had interference from someone else at a wedding or a shoot using the same lights, for example, that would allow us to change channels to eliminate that interference. So really simple to use, guys. Huge benefits here. We've got the color temperature, which we can see and set. That I can't stress enough how important that is when you're actually shooting. We've got the ability to change groups on here. And these guys are super portable as well. You notice all the venting on here. They run cool to the touch. You can run this for hours and it's not even gonna get hot at all. Lamp life, you know, we're gonna be long gone before these things burn out. So the LEDs last forever too. So let me just show you really quickly on the 308. It's basically the same thing, but we'll just show you on that one how we can control that with the remote as well. So we've got the 308 LED panel on the stand now. It's controlled very similar to the 500 panel. The only difference is you're going to notice that there's not a toggle switch for on and off over on this side. On the 308 we use the on-off button over here, and that's really the only difference in the buttons. Again, to control the power, we're going to rotate the dial back and forth to whatever we want. To control the color temperature, we're going to push that dial in. Now the color temperature is blinking. We can adjust that to wherever we want, lock it in there. To control the groups, push the group button, rotate A, B, C, D, E, F, put that back to A, and push it again, and we're controlling the channels all the way up to 16. So again, super simple to use and exact same screen as what's on the 500, so you can pair them together really well. Now if I bring the remote into the mix here, this is going to load as soon as I turn the remote on. It's going to load whatever last setting was saved to the remote. So when I power it on here, you see it just changed down to 64 because that's what was saved in the remote. Again, use the up and down. If I hold this, it'll go much faster. And same thing on the down side. If I hold it, it'll go way faster. If I push the middle button, that's our color control. So now we're using the remote to control the color temperature. Lock it in with that center button again. And then the channel and groups, again, this will not change the channel on the back of the light. It will change the channel to control it. So as you see me flip through, you see all the saved settings on the different groups here. If I hit it again, now channel is changed. So basically keep the same channel on your remote and on each panel the same. What you're going to change is the groups, okay? That's what's allowing you to go back and forth and change the power on each thing. Channel is really just if you were getting interference from, you know, another person using the same light. That's really the only time you would ever need to change the channel on there. So that's how to control the 308 off of the remote and the back panel. So to finish off, if you're looking for a really portable location kit for video or photography, pairing like an L500 LED or the L308 with a light stand is really kind of the ultimate thing. You can throw it in a bag really easily. This is our SP Packer stand, really affordable, and it collapses down super small. It's actually a 7-foot stand, but what we can do is it folds out the opposite way, goes up 7 feet. When we pair that with the optional ball head on the L500 or the L308, all we got to do, drop that right on top. That gives us full mobility. We can turn this wherever we want, tilt it forward, back, anything. It's really great that way. And it packs up so small. And again, you've got 7 feet available to you there. So pick up the stand, pick up the ball head with the 308 or the 500. We're really excited about this product. We think it's the best LED panel on the market, and we really invite you to try it out. It's affordable, backed by the Strobepro warranty. Check it out at strobepro.com. Until next time, I'm Jesse.